Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be a new best of 5 for you guys, another Terran versus Protoss. It's the least casted commentary that I have, so I will be doing as much of these as possible because of course I am falling behind quite heavily in the playlist numbers of this one. So it's going to be Dayshi versus Neeblet, also known as Neeb. And let's introduce our players right after our common question of the series. What do you think is the most overpowered unit in StarCraft 2? Let me know in the comment section below. And hopefully some others agree with you so they can thumbs up your comment. So our Protoss player at the top right hand side here is Neeblet, also known as Neeb. He is on Team Fnatic, and he is from the United States. His opponent going to be spawning as the red Terran on the bottom left hand side of Dusk Towers is Dayshi, and he is on Team Millenium, and he is also from France. So as in the previous series with T-Drogo, I was mentioning that the French teams have been performing really well in the last few months or even weeks, I would say. They've just been doing so well, and I haven't really ever seen them do so well in the past. They weren't as significant to me as, for example, Koreans or even the Polish, which for example the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians seem to be really doing well. I mean, particularly if you look at, well, I suppose White Rise kind of not as popular anymore. He's not there that much, but people like Bly are doing really well. And let's see how this game is going to progress out. So enough about the other nations. Let's focus about our two players here. Looks like we've got a fairly early expansion here. It is after the barracks though, so just to note that. So not going for the pure out economy build, rather going for a bit of protection as well, just in case there's going to be a bunch of adept harassment. Now just to note as well, this is before the adept nerf. And that is because this is from the Dreamhack 2016 Leipzig event, which was held in January, the end of January. Now Dayshi opts to go for the factory right after 1 racks, which is quite normal. He might very well be going for the 111 Destiny Cloudfist build. Now this SCV being very peculiar here is going to actually get spotted and destroyed any moment now. And there we go. As you can see, still two-shotting the workers. The one thing is, I'm pretty sure that despite the fact that Protoss now got nerfed, the adepts, they're still going to two-shot probes because they've actually got 20 and 20. So as you can see here, they've only a total of 40 health, which means that they do indeed get two-shotted. Now the reason for that, of course, is, I mean, a Protoss cannot be overpowered against Protoss because it's the same team. But against Zerg and Terran, they will be a tad bit weaker just with the worker harassment, which I thought was very well needed. I thought this was very important, and I did talk about it a while back in one of my previous casts. So it looks like a Widow Mine has been brought up here. Now I wonder if he's just going to bring this here to defend. Now there is a Phoenix on the way, just to note there was double gas, actually 4 gas even being put down, and then we had the starport. So Phoenix is being put out, which is very interesting. And he's probably going to use them, one, to take out drops, and also to, of course, harass later on. Once he has about 4 or 5 of them, he'll probably start bringing them into the mineral line and doing a bit of harassment with them. Now, 2 adepts, if controlled carefully, should be able to take out this many marines, but of course, it's all really depending on the marine micro. This 1 adept is very close, almost getting destroyed there. So gonna have to be very careful not to get caught out. Oh, so close! And there we go. Now, this 1 adept is remaining, but of course getting a bit of help, so it is a bit unfortunate, but he does lose his buddy. And Nexus is being put down as well. Now, funny enough, that got spotted right before that Terran Marine died, so at this point, Dayshi is going to know that this is happening. Now, there's 2 Widow Mines inside this, a bit strange. Usually you see 1 Widow Mine and 2 workers, but of course, let's see what he does with this. Could very well pull off some nice damage with it. Oh, these Phoenixes! These Phoenixes! One intercepts. And this Widow Mine is burrowing down. Is it going to fire off? Yes, it is. Taking out one of them. And this is very nice. Now, he did actually take a bit back in return. And of course, he's going to be able to freely nuke a few of these SCVs, or a few of these probes. So very nice here. And taking out these Widow Mines as well. Now, that was quite an expensive bit of harassment here for our Terran player. But is it worth it? Let's have a quick look. 1 Phoenix, 10 probes. I would say yes, absolutely. Definitely worth it. I mean, that is a big chunk of economy right there. Let's have a look at the economy actually. 1400 for Dayshi, despite both being on 2 bases. And if you notice, he's actually got no mules up until this point. So he's always had about 12 to 1400 minerals per minute. And his opponent was behind. So upgrades are starting to roll out for our Terran player as well. You can see that he's getting 1 for his bioweapons. Does have a defensive cyclone here as well, so going to potentially lock onto one of these Phoenixes, chase it down. Is he going to get it taken out? I honestly don't think so. Nope, not quite there. And is forced to back out of here. So a bit of passiveness going down. And let's see how he's going to continue on with this. What is he actually building out of that? It looks like he's getting a reactor. I wonder what he's going to do with that. I mean, I don't really see him making Hellions this late in the game. But it could still be a possibility. So we got a Forge and a Twilight Council on the way here. So possibly either going to see Resonating Glaives or of course Blink. So let's see which one that is. It looks like it's Blink. So going for Blink Stalkers in this game. He's got an Immortal, he's got 2 Sentries, he's got 2 Adepts. It's actually quite a nice bit of defense here, but what is he going to be able to do with that? I honestly don't know right now. Looks like a bunch of units here are going to go towards these Phoenixes. Probably just going to scare them off, really. I mean, at this point, Dayshi is not really scared to expand whatsoever. He has a slightly bigger army. Obviously, he doesn't know that, but he does have slightly bigger army as well. A bunch of Marines are very, very good. Once they stem up, the damage that they do is absolutely humongous. Strangely enough, there's a few Liberators on the map as well. Or actually just one. That is just one if I am not mistaken. It's so well hidden in there. And he's going to get a lock on here. Is he going to get it out? Oh! Doesn't quite manage to finish it off there. 19 health remaining on that. Looks like we have Disruptors finally out now. I haven't seen Disruptors in a few Protoss games, which is very interesting. Because Petit Drogo was very, very interested in starting off with a few Colossus plays. Now, the question is going to be, did he just try it out because it was one of the earlier rounds? Did he know that he was going to be able to beat his opponent very easily? Or did he basically discover a new way to make use of Colossus in the current meta? Because a lot of players tend to avoid them simply because of the fact that they cost so much. And of course they're pretty slow and their damage is not that huge anymore. Looks like this Marine getting a bit ballsy over here. Gonna get taken out pretty much straight away. Now that kind of hints at the fact that there's an expansion there, but doesn't necessarily give it away. I mean, it could have been that Neeb was just going over here just to check out what's going on, rather than, you know, to see if there's any like proxies or even drops going down. But he would of course be suspicious, and there we go, the movement of the army here. As you can see, the army supply is favoring Neeb by quite a bit. It's about 22 supply. He does have level 1 armor and level 2 attack for bio units about to complete as well, so that's definitely something to note. He's going to have a bit of an upgrade advantage here. Level 1, and I believe that's level 2. Yes, level 2 shields going down here for the Protoss as well. And that lock-on ability is just so huge range. Oh my god, this Cyclone getting taken out as well. And the Blink going down straight underneath these Liberators. A bit of a mistake here from Dayshi, losing all of these Liberators. but he does manage to cut off all these reinforcements, all these marines running straight into the base. Is he going to manage to snipe something off with this? He's doing so much damage. Said, oh my god, robotics support bay and a gateway taken out almost instantaneously with all of these marines and marauders, moving them back from, oh my god, that's some nice explosions right there. The Purification Nova's doing a bit of damage, but is he going to manage to do anything else with it? Just managing to snipe out so many units, and at this point, despite the fact that he's about to lose all of this army, I think that he's made it so worth it, because he's taken out so much economic damage, or so much productivity for Neeblet. I mean, he's taken out 3 gateways effectively, because these 2 are not currently working, and he's also taken out the robotics support bay, and managed to snipe off a Liberator, or not a Liberator, a Disruptor as well. And at this point, he's about to snipe off a Nexus as well. There's not a huge lot that that Neeblet can actually do against this push. Army supply still favoring Dayshi. He's pumping out more and more units all the time. He's not really letting go of this. He does appear to be building his command center as well. It's the 4th one. And so far, so good for him. Honestly, I don't know how this is going to play out for him. I do think that he's in quite a good position. I mean, he does have Liberators overhead as well, so definitely going to be able to continue on with the aggression here. And there we go. Anytime that these Protoss units just step inside that circle, they start to take a huge amount of damage, and it's not going to end very well for them if they stay inside them. And he's just trying to bait them. As you can see, he's moving a bit forward, then moving straight back, just trying to not lose too many of his units before his opponent steps into the circles. And I think he's just going to want to bring in a bunch of units here and then eventually just steamroll his opponent. I mean, his opponent is locked on 3 bases right now. I think that the best option for Neeblet right now is obviously to not overextend. Oh my god, a Phoenix is coming in here, managing to snipe off 1 already. 2nd one starting to take damage as well. But is this enough? There's so many Terran units on the field as well. Oh my god, a Purification Nova managing to snipe off. But lifts off those units. Beautiful lift off here from Dayshi. Nice of him to basically save a few of his units just to keep them alive. And there we go, reinforcements coming in here. There's quite a lot of reinforcing units as well. I have to say, very well played here. And 18 to 61 supply is what's left here. Dayshi looking in a very commanding position right now. Gonna probably snipe off that mothership core very soon as well. Needs to move away from these pylons. And there we go. So close right now. He has level 3 weapons on the way, and never mind, GG is called by Neeblet. And that is pretty much that. So 4 base Terran. Absolutely dominating the 3 base Protoss, managing to deny those bases, and that was pretty well played here, I have to say. Neeblet putting on, or Dayshi putting on the aggression the whole time, not letting go of his advantage. And that is game number 1 between Neeb and Dayshi. Dayshi taking the first game with his continuous aggression with his Marines and Marauders. Now that was a very well played game here, I have to say, managing to deny that Nexus and also just continuous reinforcements enough to basically prevent his opponent from basically building up anything significant. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Of course, leave it a thumbs up if you did. Our question of the series is, of course, what is the most overpowered StarCraft 2 unit? And you can mention that about any expansion, no problem at all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck, take care. See you again in game number 2.